Welcome everyone back to the Frankfurt Famous channel. We're going to be talking about some interesting topics today, you guys. But show of hands, let me know who excited about international football. No. I'd much rather be watching us playing in the Premier League and seeing our players getting some more playing time, and internationals just becomes a snooze and we have to find other things to do to keep ourselves occupied. But before we get into our topics, I definitely want to say for you guys, please don't forget to like. Also, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear some more news coming from my channel. Without further ado, let's get it. So we're going to be talking about today 3 different topics. First one that we're going to be discussing is Mason Mount and his performance for England duty, where they got a 3-0 win over Ireland, and the criticism that he's receiving because he's getting a lot of playing time and he's being trusted by his international coach and also by his club coach. Then we're going to be talking about Billy Gilmour. This is a joke, you guys. The fact that he received a red card just coming in 8 minutes for his cameo after injury, we're definitely going to be speaking more on that. And the last thing we want to talk about is what we are seeing from Ngolo Kante and the fact that this player has kind of gone under radar and what he is really offering us now playing in his desired position. So it looks like Mason Mount has been coming up on a lot of scrutiny since we're seeing a lot of him nowadays. I mean, he's really been instrumental for Chelsea Football Club and also for his England international team, as Gareth Southgate is a firm believer in his talent and what he offers to the team. But the Daily Mail suggests a quote from Mason Mount: "I'm no teacher's pet." Chelsea and England star Mason Mount insists he pays no attention to online scrutiny and won't allow it to affect his form amid battle with Jack Grealish for a starting spot. What it looks like, you guys, is that we are seeing Mason Mount, who is going to be a generational talent. He offers incredible pace when it comes to the defense and offensive game. He's one of those players who's going to track back. He's one of those players who's going to press. And these are the types of players that teams need. We understand there's a lot of players coming into the England squad with just natural talent. A lot of that speaks for their volume, especially when you're seeing players like Jack Grealish, who's captaining Aston Villa at such a young age. So we start to think, how is Gareth Southgate going to be picking Mason Mount over Jack Grealish when Jack Grealish is the best player on Aston Villa? But those are the things that we really, as fans, need to understand when we're viewing players. And yes, we might have a certain care for them and a certain passion for these players. We got to understand, when it comes to the setup, the coach's mentality, there's reasons why he picks certain players to play in certain positions. Mason Mount and Jack Grealish are 2 different players. They offer 2 different styles. They're both great players and will become even better over time. I believe Gareth Southgate really sees what his structured team that he built, the components, as he wants the pieces to really match, because they're going to be playing against top international teams, and a team full of just talented players isn't always going to be the best bet for a team to really show the dynamics, the structure, the what's implemented, what's taught to them. Those are things that we definitely need to see players like Mason Mount's ability, who can offer on both ends and especially is willing to do the dirty work. We're supposed to be, out there supporting those players because we just want to see, them do their best, and to have to deal with criticism on the back end is uncalled for. But luckily, Mason Mount is very headstrong. He's the type of player who can deal with it on his own. Definitely for his age, his mentality really shines, it shows that he's in a position that it's more about him letting his football talk than him to speak out. And that is important, and that's what we want to see coming from players of that mentality, that they're willing to put all the criticism behind them and to continue to play. He's getting picked for a reason, and they're continually winning while he's in the side. So for those who are thinking Mason Mount is blocking Jack Grealish's way into the 11, hey, all I can say is Jack Grealish can continue to play at his full potential. There's other positions that are available for him to play in, but as the coach decides who's going to be the starting 11, we have to have faith and trust in him and what he's doing, as it's showing on their win totals. So I definitely feel like Mason Mount, continue to be the strong individual that you are. Don't let anyone try and deteriorate your momentum. You are being picked by country and also by club for a reason, because we know that you have the abilities to go all the way to the top. Let's talk about Billy Gilmour. A couple days ago, I'll say a week ago, we got a great glimpse of Billy Gilmour at Chelsea's training ahead of schedule. What I spoke about previously on my channel is to see him out on the field is exciting, because we know he is really desiring to get back into the 11, get back on the roster. He is a talented individual, especially for his age. And yet again, we're bringing in these younger players with these high-class mentalities. That's only going to make the team stronger, and it's also going to build the individual with his surroundings. But we saw something crazy happening in this international duty. And then viewers, did you guys see this too? Let me know what you think down in the comments. But to see Billy Gilmour go in what to me looks like a 50-50 tackle. I mean, it kind of even looked like the Croatian player went more for his body, but ended up losing the 50-50 as he crumbled to the ground. And I mean, Billy Gilmour had been in less than 8 minutes. You could tell that his expression towards the referee once the foul was called on him. Yes, you have to be able to be level-headed. Referees nowadays, they're trigger happy. They get an opportunity, they're going to pull it because they want to be able to control the game. And I still can't agree with this red card, but just to see the expression, not every referee is going to really react the same. And Billy Gilmour received a straight red. Oh, man, I was excited. I wanted to see him really get the opportunity to get some game time in, get comfortable on the ball again, get comfortable on the field again, get comfortable under the lights. And it ended so poorly. And I hope this doesn't start to affect his emotions. You could definitely see when, after he received the red card, how confused, and he seemed very overwhelmed. But we've got to understand that as football players, they need to keep their composure. They're not always going to get the calls that they believe are correct when it comes to, games that are being refereed, especially when you have referees from all over the world. Everyone has a certain type of style, so they definitely have to find ways to be level-headed. But it was just so silly for him to receive a red card. Come on, straight red. I could see that for a damaging tackle or a fight, but for a 50-50 and a reaction, I'll give it all to Billy. Definitely not going to see him for the next international game due to this, but we'll be welcoming him back to Chelsea when they return back to from internationals. He'll be back again training and getting opportunities to play with the U21, and hopefully by sometime maybe before the end of December or by next year, we'll be seeing Billy back in fold. Last topic I want to talk about is the Terminator, Ngolo Kante, the man that has 2 lungs. I want to talk about N'Golo Kante for a specific reason. We see that Chelsea's defense has increasingly become a lot better. Edouard Mendy has been a great signing. He just conceded his first goal from Sheffield, but been really good of keeping clean sheets. So those have been pluses. Also, we've had the opportunity to see Thiago Silva, which we've been hearing a lot about him and his leadership and qualities, how he's really getting the defense on the same page. And you can tell for his age, that's not a determining factor because he still plays at the highest level. And then to see Ben Chilwell, another new signing, come in, who's been able to solidify left back position and what he has offered us going forward with his goal scoring abilities and also being able to track back. We have finally seen the defense become more structured, confident, and able to finally not have those gaps and lapses that we had last year. But we got to understand, N'Golo Kante is someone we should not be taking for granted. We see that this player has been in the squad with 3 different coaches and had the opportunity to continue cementing himself as a starter, regardless if they played him higher up the field or back in his desired position. N'Golo Kante has been humble and continues to keep his head high and play because he loves the game of football. We got to understand, yes, we have brought in new signings, but what has N'Golo Kante done to make sure that these new signings come in feeling confident? He's back in a position where he is getting straight to the opponent, making sure that Thiago Silva, Kurt Zouma are feeling a little bit comfortable when the opposition is counterattacking or if they're in a 1v1 situation. Whenever you look to your left or your right, you see N'Golo Kante being there. This is the reason why he's a world-class player. There's a reason why he has won trophies after trophies on international duty, winning trophies, and also with club. N'Golo Kante is able to play next to a player and just make them even better just because how much energy and willpower he puts on the field. He has come under scrutiny in the past just because of where he's been placed by other coaches and people not believing that he has any attacking flow to him. But we can see that N'Golo Kante has become more and more of a complete player over time. He is able to get the ball in our half and also push up with it to find a player with a pass or to get into the box. I really want us as Chelsea fans to understand how much N'Golo Kante really means to the club and how much, if we don't show him and believe in him, that he is a leader for our team. And if we lose a player of his personality, a player of his traits, a player of his skill set, we are really going to be hurting as a club. And that is something that really shows, because when he's not in the team, we see that sometimes we're really vulnerable. He does things that you can't get out of every player. And we have been really blessed to have him playing on our squad and to have someone with such a great, humble personality in the team who is a team player and doesn't care about just his stat and what he looks like to everyone else, because he understands where he has come from and that he has continued to prove himself. And yet again, we're really lucky to have him playing with us. And I just want to continue to see Chelsea keeping him healthy, seeing some squad rotations, making sure that we're not dealing with the situation we did last year with all his injuries, because I definitely think if we had him during last year for most of the season, we probably would have been higher up the table. But to have him back and healthy, I definitely give all the thanks to the Chelsea medical staff and Frank Lampard's coaching ability. And we're just really happy, and we know that we're going to be seeing more from the world-class player, and we want to continue to keep him motivated and provide him with more and more trophies. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. Please let me know what you think about the topics that we discussed today. Mason Mount, the criticism that he's receiving should be unwarranted. Billy Gilmour, seeing him get at least an 8-minute cameo in. Definitely hoping that this red card doesn't do anything to his mentality, and we'll see him back at Chelsea soon. And Ngolo Kante, the world-class player who is irreplaceable. Continue to tune in. I'll continue to provide you with content on Chelsea Football Club, and we'll be looking to seeing them back playing Premier League football in about a week or so. I'll catch you guys soon. Come on, Blues!